Okay, so what do you do when you finally get past all the crap of a toxic relationship and find a nice guy? And why does it feel so weird? I get this question a lot, and the reality is it's awesome that it feels weird, right? Because you don't want it to feel normal. So often a toxic relationship feels like a glass that you keep trying to pour water in. You try to pour salt water in it. You try to pour purified Fiji water in it. You try to pour flavored water in it. You try to pour lemonade in it, right? And the toxic person keeps saying, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. Figure out a new way to pour the water. Figure out a different type of water to pour. Figure out a different way of doing things because the way you are doing it is not enough. And the reason it feels like it's not enough is because there's a hole at the bottom of the glass. Okay? So if you are in a new relationship, and it doesn't have to be romantic, any type of relationship where you feel like you're on your toes, you're walking on eggshells, you're trying to figure out how to pour the water in the glass the right way, or pour it where it's good enough, or figure out what type of water to pour, or figure out what day you should pour, what time you should pour to avoid conflict, avoid them getting mad, avoid them getting upset. The real problem is that there's a hole at the bottom of the glass. So they're always thirsty. And it's not about what type of water you pour in, or how fast or slow you're pouring it, or what time of day you poured it in. The problem is there's a hole at the bottom of the glass. And if you've had a parent like that, where you felt like you were always performing and never good enough, and you had a toxic partnership like that, or multiple toxic partnerships like that, you have been trained to do the work of the relationship. You have been trained to do the work of the relationship, and that feels normal to you. It doesn't feel good, but it does feel normal, right? So when you're in a new relationship where it is more of a partnership, or they're wanting to take care of you, then it feels like, something's wrong. Not because it doesn't feel good. It does feel good, but it feels awkward. It feels out of your comfort zone, because the sad thing is doing all that work of the relationship is your comfort zone. That is where you felt good. It's like, oh, this is my place. My place is to do the work of the relationship. My place is to make sure they're never thirsty, so I'll figure out a different type of water to pour in. My place is to make sure they're having a good day. My place is making sure I forgive, and I'm good, kind, loving, giving, forgiving, or whatever it is to make them happy. And many people have spent a whole lifetime performing that way in relationships, okay? Also, you have that process of intermittent rewards. Okay, if you've ever heard of intermittent rewards. And that's why nice guys can seem boring, or nice relationships don't seem nearly as exciting, or they feel awkward, right? Maybe it's because you're doing the work of the relationship, or maybe because you're missing intermittent rewards, okay? And what that is, B.F. Skinner, he did training with mice, okay? And what he realized is when a mouse pushed a lever and got a cookie or snack or whatever it was, every time he didn't work as hard as if he hit the lever and only got a cookie sometimes. Toxic people are great at changing the game, so you only get a cookie sometimes. Okay, so you push the lever and it's like, oh good, I got a cookie today. Oh good, I got a cookie today. Oh no, I didn't get a cookie today. What did I do wrong? I must have pushed the lever wrong. I must have pushed the lever differently, okay? And that is why it is so hard. One, they teach you to do all the work of the relationship again. And B, it teaches your brain to think about the toxic person and what they want and how to make them happy, how to push that lever so you can have a good day, so you can feel loved, so you can feel needed. That's one of the things that keeps you hooked, thinking about the toxic person, even after you've left the relationship. You were trained to think about what's best for them instead of what's best for you. Which again, in a new relationship, you want that to feel abnormal, right? That's not a good quality in a relationship. You don't want to always put yourself on the back burner. because healthy partnerships don't want you to be on the back burner. They want you to be partners. They want you to be able to take a turn at the top of the pyramid, which if you've not heard my analogy on that, imagine a pyramid. Okay, there's the base, there's the middle, and there's the top. Okay, in a healthy partnership, everybody gets a turn at the top of the pyramid. It's as simple as in kindergarten where you take turns. In a healthy relationship, there's a whole lot of taking turns at the top of the pyramid. In an unhealthy relationship, it's the toxic person always gets to be at the top of the pyramid. So it can feel weird or abnormal for you to be at the top of the pyramid. If you're in a healthy relationship and someone is wanting to do nice things for you, take care of you, love you, make sure you're okay, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I've never been at the top of the pyramid. I don't know what it's like to not have to be so busy and do all that work of the relationship. Like, and it's almost like I can feel it in my body right now as I'm even like telling you about it. It's like almost this like panicked feeling of like, oh, something's wrong. Okay. But it's not because something is wrong. It's because you're at the top of the pyramid, maybe for the first time in your life. And what a joy, what a relief, like what a gift for someone to put you at the top of that pyramid. What a gift. And in a healthy relationship, everyone gets a turn at the top of the pyramid, and it's about taking turns, not training you. Not training you to figure out a different way to touch the lever so you might get a cookie that time. Not training you to work harder to figure out a different way to pour water in the glass. Not training you to do the work of the relationship. Not training you to make sure what they want and their song in your head is more important than what you want and you're being able to sing your own song. Because a healthy partner wants you to be able to sing your own song. They want you to have a turn, right? It's really as simple as going back to what we learned in kindergarten, like taking turns, okay? So if you are in a new relationship or someone is allowing you to be at the top of the pyramid, that is a very, very, very good sign, okay? Especially if they are willing to, toxic people can like flip things on us sometimes and like put us on a pedestal for a while. You've heard the term love bombing and like, oh, I've never met anyone like you. Oh, you're just so wonderful. I've never told anyone this stuff. I've never, they can put us on a pedestal sometimes to make us feel really special, but it's still part of that training. It's still part of that lever pushing, right? They're pushing, at that point, they're pushing levers, right? And it's like, oh, look, you're my soulmate. I've never felt like this before. I've never told anyone this before. Oh, it's so different with us. You're so special. Yeah, I've had all those bad past relationships, but you're so special. That can train you to let down your defenses and put your guard down. Yeah, love bombing is absolutely manipulation. It's manipulation and manipulative acts of kindness. Yeah, that's awesome. And when you are just at the top of the pyramid, it's a sense of peace. Even if it feels weird, it's like, oh, this is kind of nice. It doesn't feel, because there's some pressure of being special. If somebody's trying to love bomb you, oh, it's the most amazing thing in the world. Oh, there's a lot of pressure to that, right? There's a pressure to make the relationship work out. There's a pressure for you to lower your defenses. It's a pressure for you to still perform, to keep that idea going, to push that lever and get a cookie. But just in a kind relationship where people are taking turns, it's just about, there's peace at the top of the pyramid. It's like, okay, I know this feels weird. I know I feel like I'm used to doing the work of the relationship, but yes, I would love for you to take care of that today. Yes, I'm happy to do that. Yes, and just allowing them to treat you well, and it's just like anything else. I hate the words codependency or trauma bonding or even abuse. I don't use that language a lot in my conversations because those seem like very, I had someone this week and they said something like they were addicted to trauma. And I was like, whoa, addicted to trauma. How do you recover from being addicted to trauma? Like that's such a bridge, a large bridge to cross. Can it be true? Yes. Am I saying those things are not true? Of course, I'm not saying those things are not true. I'm saying as you try to heal, how can we create the shortest path to your healing? Okay. And I use the term practice. And in the healthy relationship scenario, it's okay to practice being at the top of the pyramid and what that feels like. It's okay to practice taking turns. It's okay to practice thinking about something other than your toxic person. It's okay to practice a partnership and the peace of that, rather than practicing pushing that lever, hoping you get a cookie, pushing that lever, hoping you get a cookie, pushing that lever, hoping you get a cookie, or trying to figure out what water to pour in the glass to fill up someone's cup where their cup has holes at the bottom. And you've probably spent years practicing doing the work of the relationship, practicing filling up that cup, practicing pushing that lever. And it's just, think about it in terms of finding new things to practice, practicing being in a healthy relationship. Okay? Because when you think about it in terms of practice, if I ask you to learn the cello, it would feel awkward, to learn the cello. It would feel awkward to practice, learning soccer if you never played soccer. But it doesn't mean you're horrible at it. It means you haven't had the practice that you've had experiencing doing the work of the relationship or negative feelings. Okay, hope that helps.